As you know, Juve is one of the biggest clubs in Europe and Italy. During their history they've had many ups and downs, but when it comes to trophies they have the most in Italy with a staggering number of 71. 37 of them are Seria A titles, 2 Champions Leagues, 3 Europa Leagues, 9 Italian Cups and many more. But now Juve are in a bit of a crisis. They missed out on European spots last year and this year they won no trophies and the coach Allegri has been sacked. It is a massive club that has to win trophies and compete for the league title every year and European Cup. So in this rebuild I will bring them back to glory again. In the first season, because they got 7th and they didn't get to play in Europe, they had to offload some very good players. Like Luca Pellegrini here, the left back, Italian left back, who is joining Lazio actually. This guy is actually a very good player. I wish we still had it at the team, but unfortunately he had to leave to Lazio. And one more guy in Nicolo Rovella, the DM, that is insane. 21, an Italian, also joining Lazio on a permanent deal in 2 years actually, as you can see. And another guy who I wish was at the team still is Denis Zakaria, another insane DM. As you can see, his physicals are amazing, teamwork, work rate, tackling. He is very good in bravery as well and with a great personality. But I can say that we still have some very good young players at the team and we managed to buy some players as well. When I started the campaign, Thiago Giallo was already here, a very good young Portuguese center back that we're going to use this season. And I managed to buy a left-footed center back because we didn't have one, in John Lucumi from Bologna. This guy we've only paid 10 million euros from him when Bologna bought him for 8, so they got a pretty good deal already. Even though we have sold pretty good players last season, we still have a great first 11, which is going to consist of Chiesa, our advanced forward, Vlahovic, our pressing forward. As you know, Vlahovic is a world-class striker. Our advanced midfielders are very young, but they are very good as well. As you know, we have the wonder kid Kenan Yildiz, the Turkish guy who has been playing insanely good this season, still has a lot of room for improvement. Then we go to Alcaraz, Locatelli, Rabiot. You guys know these guys already. We have on our left side of defense, I think this is one of our weaknesses which we are going to look to improve in the future. But for now we have Andrea Cambiaso. He is decent, 23 years old, he still has room for improvement, and his replacement is going to be Alex Sandro. As for our center backs, we have Lucumi, Bremer and Danilo, and of course our goalkeeper is going to be Szczęsny. For this season we are going to use the 4-2-2-2 cyborg formation, which if you guys are interested in, I have a video prepared for you right here. And I can say I am pretty confident in this season. We've won our first 2 games. And how we've won them: 2-1 against Roma away and 7-3 against Inter at home. An insane game with 3 games from Vlahovic and a 10 rating performance. So now I can say that we can confidently start the season, and let's see if we're gonna win something from our first season. I have high hopes for this team and I really think we can win some silverware this season. Before we go further guys, please write in the comments who you want me to rebuild next. Throw a like and consider subscribing, that will help me a lot. Thank you. First season done guys, and we've managed a 4th position finish, which is great actually. We are back in the Champions League, that's what we want with Juventus. As you can see, our season has been pretty linear here. We have never dropped more than 5th place, which is good. We've also got knocked out in the 3rd round by Sassuolo Calcio, which is not the greatest thing ever. Let's see how our squad did this season. When it comes to our players, as you can see, Dusan Vlahovic had an amazing season with 33 goals and 5 assists in 36 games. Then Carlos Alcaraz, our youngster, got 13 goals and 5 assists. And then we have Federico Chiesa as well with 10 goals and 6 assists. Our best defender was Danilo with 2 goals and 8 assists, and John Lucumi did a very good first season, getting 4 assists and getting an average rating of 698. I must admit I wanted a better display from our DMs and midfielders as well. I wanted them to score more goals and Chiesa also scoring a little bit more goals, but that's why we have 65 million transfer budget, so we can buy some better players and get this team to the next level. Also, as you know, next season we need a bigger squad because we are playing European football as well. What I'm happiest about is that Dusan Vlahovic got the goal scorer of the year title with 33 goals from Serie A, and also he has 10 player of the matches, and I'm very happy with that. Let's hope we can keep him and build the team around him so we can win those titles next season. Next season I would say anything more than third would be insane. Maybe we can add like an Italian Cup and get a semi-final in the Champions League if that is possible. So after a summer that we've been working very hard, I could say that we have strengthened the team a lot, guys, a lot. We've got some very good players in, and also we've sold some good players like Danilo, who was 33. Even though he was a decent player and our captain, I thought why not cash in on him. He also got 1 million euros per week in Saudi, so we couldn't keep him with that offer. And we also got 20 million euros for him in cash, which I think is very good money that we can reinvest in our team. Another player that left us this year is Arkadiusz Milik, guys. 10 million. I sold him to Real Sociedad. He was in his 30s and I have the best replacement for him, a guy who actually comes from our youth teams. He was on loan last season and his name is Caio George. You might know this guy from previous FMs. He was very sought after in previous FMs as well. They got it from Santos for 1.5 million in 2021-2022, and now he's going to play for us this season. These were the most important players that we've sold, and we have signed some very good players on a free, guys. 2 guys on a free, 1 left back and 1 guy who can play both left back and right back, and that is Brandon Williams. From Manchester United on a free, a pretty good all-around player. And Sergi Cardona from Girona, guys. This guy, he was a steal. He's already worth 40 million euros and he's going to be our first choice for the left back this season. Then we have another steal, guys, for 4.8 million. This guy had a release clause. I've managed to sign Alvaro Figaldo from America. This guy is a very good playmaker in that AMC position. Then we've got players like Rodrigo Vialga. I needed a bit of strengthening on that DM role, and I think this guy will do a great job to come in as a substitute. This guy, I think, is going to do a great job coming in as a substitute. And the new star player that we've got is Ivan Indica from AS Roma. We've bought this guy for 41 million euros. I really needed a left-footed center back and I thought, why don't I buy it from Serie A? I think that would be a better decision. We can make our rivals worse and we can improve our teams this way so we can win the Serie A. I plan to go for that Serie A title from this season as well. Why am I saying that? Because I think we have the best start. We've won 5-1 at home with Torino, 1-0 away at Inter, which was a great result with a goal from Dusan Vlahovic in the 62nd minute, and we've also beat Atalanta at home 4-1. So with these results, I am pretty confident that we can challenge for that Serie A title. Also, when it comes to our squad, I have renewed some contracts. I must say that I feel that the role that we are lacking in is goalkeeper, so next season we are going to look for a great goalkeeper to get us to the next level, but I think Szczesny can do the job for 1 more year. I've given contracts to the likes of Weston McKennie and Rabiot, and also our wonderkid Kenan Ild. I think this guy deserves a very good contract. Look at him, he is going to be one of our main midfielders for years to come. With all that said, let's roll out the season, see where we can get in the Champions League, maybe win the Italian Cup, and I am pretty confident we can win the Serie A as well. Second season done, if we have been dominating, guys. With 98 points we won the Serie A. Even when there were 3 games left to play, we were 20 points away from Inter Milano, so I can say we have had an amazing season. Dusan Vlahovic winning the goal scorer of the season again with 30 goals, and our wonder kid Kenan Yildiz, the Turkish guy, might actually compete for the Ballon d'Or this season with an average rating of 7.69. Players of the match, we've got also Dusan Vlahovic with 8 shutouts. Szczesny did a great season after his last season that was very bad. This season he came in second after Ian Sommer. Then Kenan Yildiz, 28 assists, guys. What a wonder kid we have on our hands. When it comes to goals, we have scored plenty. 117 goals for the season in the Serie A, not counting those that we've scored in Europe, in which, by the way, we've got knocked out by Arsenal in the round of 16, and in the Italian Cup we got knocked out by Inter, the team second place in the league. When it comes to games, I can't really pick one game since we have been dominating the league since the start. As you can see here, we started third and we've become first in the third match, and after that only for like 4 or 5 games we've dropped to second, but afterwards we've picked up again and we have been dominating the league until the end. So this squad, I think it's pretty strong, but we might need some more additions in order to reach at least a semi-final of Europa League and win that domestic double. Our players have performed insanely good this season, with Kenan Yildiz, Dusan Vlahovic and Federico Chiesa scoring no less than 62 goals this season. Kenan Yildiz got 33 assists, which I think is a record. I don't remember not even Messi getting that many assists actually. 38 goals for Dusan Vlahovic this season and 24 for Federico Chiesa. Alvaro Fidalgo, our new transfer, did also very well with 19 goals and 10 assists. 31 million euros in our transfer budget. I don't think we can make a big signing, but maybe we can offload 1 or 2 players who are old or in the late of their careers and bring something great for the Champions League. Maybe a goalkeeper, we will have to wait and see. After a quiet summer, I can say that we are ready for the third season, guys. We didn't really transfer that many players because we just didn't need to. I think my first 11 is pretty good. The most massive changes that I have done, it's in the goalkeeper department. We have transferred 2 goalkeepers. One of them is Denis Seymen, 19.5 million euros release clause. We've got this guy and I know we are going to be set for the next 10 years with this guy. Amazing player, only 19 years old, German player from Stuttgart. If you don't know this wonder kid, you should pick him up in your safe as well because he is world class. And then we've needed another keeper because we have let go 2 keepers actually this season. One of them was Szczesny and the other one was another Italian goalkeeper that was like a second backup for our first choice goalkeeper. This guy is Alessandro Nuziante. He is a youngster for Italy actually. He looks promising and I think he can do a great job backing up Seymen when needed. He is going to be only our third choice because we still have Mathias Perin in our squad. Also, Juventus are really happy with us and they have offered me a 5-year deal, which is amazing. Now we know that we can't really get sacked. I mean, we can get sacked, let's be honest. If we don't get a Champions League spot, I think they will sack us, but I don't think we have to worry about that. Our team is pretty good, and when it comes to our starting 11, this is how it's going to look for the next season. Of course, our wonder kid Yildiz, Chiesa, Vlahovic in the attack, Fidalgo, Rabiot, Barrenechea, but I think maybe Locatelli will do a better job there with Rabiot in my opinion. Kayode, Gatti, Bremer and Cardona on that left side, and of course the new addition Seymen. I really love this team actually. Maybe next year we will have more money and I can replace Fidalgo, for example, even though he did a great season last season, scoring 16 goals and 10 assists and getting a rating of 7.46. This season he hasn't started that well, but our games were pretty tough, I should say. Against Lazio we won 2-1 This was a very tough away game, and Dusan Vlahovic actually missed a pen in this game. We could have won 3-1, but considering how tough this game was away in Rome, I think 2-1 is a great result. And then we also won 3-2 at home against Milan, which is amazing. We were winning from the first half actually. But a nasty surprise was that we lost at our rivals Torino, which is not that great. I think this is going to affect our morale a bit, but I don't think I should worry that much when it comes to how the team played, because Milinkovic-Savic, the goalkeeper here, got a 7.96 rating. That means that this guy was going to save everything this game, so I'm not that mad. I would love if we could keep being champions of the Serie A. That would be amazing, and we actually need that in order to make money and win the Champions League. Since there are so many great teams in the Champions League nowadays, you really need to have an insane squad to win it, but I think we can reach the semi-finals this season and finally win that Italian Cup. Madness of a season, guys. We managed to win the Serie A again, even though when we had 2 games left to play, Inter were actually on the first place leading the Serie A. But we've had 2 easy games, I would say, in my opinion, to play. One was against Salernitana and the last one was against Modena, and Álvaro Fidalgo, our Spanish midfielder, and Moise Kean did a great job in winning those games, and we've become champions. 1 point between us and Inter, but Inter actually robbed us of the Italian Cup with a goal scored by Serge Gnabry in the 62 minutes. I must say that I am happy that we've won the league, but I think we really need to bring in some players. We have been a bit unfortunate because Dusan Vlahovic has a major injury for this season. He has been out since April 22nd because he damaged his cruciate ligaments and he couldn't end the season for us. When it comes to Europe, we got knocked out in the round of 16 again by Manchester United this time, and we come runners up in the Italian Super Cup. Even though we had another season when we scored so many goals, 111 goals, I am not that happy with the team, just because I feel like we went downwards from last season. I think I really need to improve the squad this season. When it comes to finances, we have the money, guys. 92 million euros in the bank. We can bring some insane players. I am thinking that midfield has to be improved, and maybe I'm gonna bring another center back if needed. We will see, since we still have some contracts to renew, but we don't really have any important players that need contracts besides Adrien Rabiot, who I'm gonna see if I keep, or maybe I will buy someone better to improve the team. Kenan Yildiz, guys, our wonder kid with another great season. Not as good as the last one, but now he scored more goals. He did not have that many assists, but maybe this is just the attacker's fault. He had 14 assists and 23 goals, still a great rating for a 21-year-old. This guy is going to become insane in a few years. Even though we had to sell players like Adrien Rabiot, world-class midfielder I must say, but still 31 years old, he was getting older and he was not getting better. For us, he did not play that well last season, at least 699, not enough, just not enough for the Champions League winning side, which is what we want. We want at least a semi-final of Champions League this season, so I decided to replace him. That's why I bought the likes of Frank Kessie, who we got on a free. He decided to lower his salary and come to play for us. As you can see, he is already better than Rabiot in mentals and physicals as well, and in technicals he is quite there. World-class midfielder, I must say. Then I've bought for 63 million Stune Kopenminers, another insane midfielder, which I think is going to lead the midfield for us this season. and win some more trophies for Juventus. And because we have sold Moise Kean for 35 million euros to Napoli, actually this guy was pretty good for us last season he scored only 6 goals in 22 appearances and 4 of them were in the last 2 games of the Serie A actually. So I decided to sell him. 35 million euros I think is a good deal. He was a squad player, so not that important for us, and with that money, and we added some more, we've managed to buy Joao Felix, guys. Joao Felix, I think this guy can really take us to the next level. As you know, Joao Felix maybe not the best player in reality. I think he has his ups and downs. I like him in reality actually as a player. I think he's very technical and I do like players like that. But I don't think he is that serious when it comes to his games, and sometimes he tends to drop off, but I still think he is a very good player to have, and he can become a world-class attacking midfielder. So this is how our best 11 is looking this year. Vlahovic is still not back from his injury. He still has between 6 weeks and 3 months left. But when he's coming back, of course, he is going to be our pressing forward here. Felix and Kenan Yildiz, our wonder kid, guys. This guy, I've signed him for another contract until 2031. He is amazing. He did so many great games last season and the previous season before that. Also, Chiesa is starting to score more goals, and of course our midfield now is gonna be Kessie and Cope Miners, with the likes of Locatelli or Fagioli coming from the bench. Then we have Cardona and Kayode. Also, I didn't really buy a center back. I don't think I really need that now, just because we have even Ndika, Bremer, Gatti, and I think Ndika here, and I think this would be even better like this. Ndika, Bremer, Kayode, Seymen. This is going to be my first 11 for the season. Let's hope we can win the Serie A again, even though we didn't start it that well. I don't know, for some reason we always play Torino and Milan in the first 3 games. I don't know why, but we've beaten Torino 4-1 at home. Chiesa scored 2 and Kenan as well scored 2, but we've got battered away in Milano at the San Siro, 3-0 for the AC Milan. We've actually got a red card as well for Locatelli, but actually we did not play that badly. As you can see, the XGs are the same. It's just that we've got that red card and we couldn't score more goals in the first half when we were dominating. And for our third game, we've actually battered Como at home 6-0. Como, the freshly promoted team, had no chance against us. I think we are ready, guys, for the 4th season. Let's see if we can add some more silverware in the cabinet. 4th season ended and we did it again, guys. Serie A champions for the 3rd time in a row. As you can see here, even though we have started badly, we've picked up the pace and then we've just dominated the league until the end. 97 points, guys. And if we look at the stats again, most goals scored, 97 goals, so 1 goal for 1 point, I must say. Pretty good, but I am still not happy. Even though our defense is good as well, I do want better displays in the Champions League. We've been knocked out again by Arsenal in the round of 16, and we did not win the Italian Cup or the Super Cup again. I think now my issue is with the strikers. Federico Chiesa only had scored 21 goals and his ratings are very low, only 7.03. Also, Vlahovic this season, after his injury, he just has not been the same. In 32 appearances he scored 16 goals and 2 assists and he got a 6.95, but I know this guy can do better, because if we look at the history, we can see the performances he's had for us and they were amazing. We can give him 1 season of lesser performances. Besides, we have some surprises, guys, I must say. Our left back, Sergi Cardona, has an amazing season with 7.35 and 15 assists from the left back. Insane season, guys. And Michael Kayode Also 7.14, the wonder kid, only 22 years old, and look at this guy, he is looking amazing. 6 goals, 10 assists. Yes, this is a very good player. Besides that, Tune Copper Miners off on his first season, great first season. Also Frank Kessie, so I think we are pretty good there, but our strikers, I think it's time for Chiesa to go to Saudi and we buy another strike. For our final season, I broke the bank, guys. As you can see here, I put all my money on this last season to win the Champions League, and I know you are excited to see what I've bought. Even though we have spent 283 million euros, we have sold for 220 million, so only 60 million deficit right there. We have sold the likes of Federico Chiesa for 107 million, 29 years old. I told you guys I don't need this guy anymore. After last season I was really disappointed in him. Only 18 goals, his rating was okay, but he is not over the roof. I don't think I can win any Champions Leagues with Chiesa, so he went to Al Ittihad. Another guy that left us is Bremer for 90 million pounds. Bremer did a okay job with us last season, he was decent. The season before he was not that good, but on his second season he was alright, but I can't say he was amazing, so that's why we've bought 2 center backs, guys. The first one is Odilon Kusunu from Bayer Leverkusen. We actually spent only 76 million for this guy, and I say only because look at him, he is better than Bremer in any way. He is taller, he has better physicals, better mentals, and better technicals as well. As a ball playing defender, I think this guy is one of the best elite center back, as you can see here. And the second one is going to be Castello Luqueba. Look at this guy, 24 years old, and he has everything. We did break the bank for him, 120 million euros we paid, but I think this guy can bring us the Champions League. Our 2 center backs are looking amazing right now, and I am pretty confident that we can go and win at least a semi-final of the Champions League, not mentioning the Serie A, of course. I think that with this team we can go for that treble finally. You might think who I replaced Chiesa with, and it's Lois Openda, guys, the Belgian striker. I've had him in my Manchester United save as well, and let me tell you, this guy is amazing. I think he can do a great job replacing Chiesa or playing even a better game than him. Even though he didn't have a great start of the season, I think he will get into the games and perform. When it comes to our first games of the season, again we played Milan and Torino in our first 3 games. It's actually insane. We've been playing them for the last 4 seasons, I think, or even from the first season, if I remember. So 2-2 at San Siro, it's a decent score, I must say, just because, as you know, away at Milan is never easy, and I will take that 1 point. Then we went back home and we played Sassuolo and we won with a 2-0, nice clean sheet as well. Then we hosted our fierce rivals Torino, 3-0, another clean sheet, another very good performance by us. And we went away to Verona and we won 2-0 with goals from João Felix and Caio Jorge. With that said, this is how I am going to line up this season. Openda, Vlahovic, Yildiz, Felix, Kessie, Cook Miners, Luqueba, Kusunu. I love this back 4 actually, and not Cambiaso here, but actually Cardona. So Cardona, Luqueba, Kusunu, Caio de Seymen, and I also have a surprise for the Champions League. I couldn't register this guy for the Serie A, but look at him, wonderkid, 20 years old. I've only spent 21 million, guys. Franco Mastatono, remember the name, this guy is insane. I can only play him in the Champions League this season, but I think he will do a great job in the attacking midfield or the striker role. I am pretty confident we can win more than the Serie A this season. Let's see how we do. I I bet you guys have heard that song before. Yes, that means we have played the Champions League final against PSG actually. Kylian Mbappe opened the score in the 46th minute with an insane solo goal actually, but then we got the equalizer from Alvaro Fidalgo in the 55th minute, guys, and we managed to put the game into extra time. But Marquinhos, Sergej Milenkovic-Savic and Kvaratskhelia were like, no, you're not winning this final, Juventus. I could not break the curse of the finals for Juventus. As you know, guys, Juventus have lost every final since 96, if I remember correctly, or something like that. It was the last time that they won the Champions League, so they are pretty unlucky in these finals. But still, I think that if I had one more year, I could have won a Champions League, but this is a 5-year rebuild. In the Italian Cup we came runners up also, and how unlucky we were in that as well. Fabio Vieira scored in the 7th minute, then Ferran Torres in the 45+2 minute scored for a 2-0 for Inter Milano. Then we started the second half very strong. Tune Koopmeiners in the 47th minute and Lois Openda in the 55th minute. And then we were actually in the lead for a couple of minutes with Kusunu scoring from a corner and Fabio Vieira getting the game tied in the 71st minute. I must say, Fabio Vieira, insane goals. Then Marcos Thuram and Lautaro Martinez finished us in extra time and they won the Italian Cup for the 2nd year in a row. But I don't think we can be mad, guys. I don't think we can be mad because we have won the Serie A 4th time in a row. So when it comes to the Serie A, we've been dominating. We've brought Juventus back to being the Giants of Italy, winning Serie A every season and a final of Champions League, which I think is not bad. We've also bought players to the club like Michael Kayode, who has been an amazing player, only 23 years old as well. Kenan Yildiz, we've developed him into an insane player. And also our goalkeeper Denis Seymen. Look how this guy looks only after 4 years at the club, guys. 4 years at the club, and I think this guy might be the best goalkeeper in the world right now. So if you enjoyed this rebuild, leave a like and write in the comments who should I rebuild next. Also, if you want to check out the tactic that I have used for this rebuild, you have it right here.